I've always been fascinated by how a single discovery, just one piece of stone, can completely rewrite what we know about the past.
Hmm.
We all know the Rosetta Stone, but today we're looking at its older sibling, a piece of granite that didn't just unlock a language, but actually tried to fix time itself.
We're diving into the Decree of Canopus, and our goal is to really unpack its three big identities.
Okay, what are they?
Well, first, it's a critical linguistic bridge. Second, it's a snapshot of some really sophisticated ancient governance. And third, it's a scientific blueprint.
The scientific blueprint. I like that. So for anyone who isn't familiar, this is an inscription from 238 BC honoring Ptolemy III Euergetes.
Right, and its core feature is that it's trilingual. You have Egyptian hieroglyphs, demotic.
Which is sort of the everyday cursive script from back then.
Exactly, and Koine Greek.
Now, you said it was a linguistic bridge. Most people would point to the Rosetta Stone for that.
And they wouldn't be wrong, but Canopus, which is the second oldest of these Ptolemaic decrees, was, well, you could argue it was even more crucial for the final decipherment.
Wait, really? More crucial? That sounds a little counterintuitive. How so?
Well, it wasn't just about having more text. The Canopus stone had a much greater variety of different hieroglyphs. It gave scholars more specific contexts for signs that were maybe rare or, a bit unclear on the Rosetta Stone. It just filled in these critical gaps you need to solve the whole puzzle.
And the story isn't over. I mean, this is what's so exciting. The first piece, the Shun stele, was found way back in 1866.
Right.
But our sources confirm a complete copy was just unearthed in 2025 near El Husseiniya. And get this, the Greek text on it confirmed the existence of Heracleion.
The lost, submerged city, its history literally rising from the depths.
So once we cracked the code, what did it tell us about how these people governed?
It's basically the meeting minutes from an assembly of priests, and it details everything from military campaigns to government organization and famine relief.
And it shows this picture of a surprisingly complex centralized government. I mean, we're talking about serious supply chain logistics for the ancient world.
Absolutely. The text describes a year when the Nile inundation was low, which was a catastrophe waiting to happen.
Famine.
Widespread famine. But the government stepped in. They remitted taxes and successfully imported grain from abroad to feed everyone.
Wow. That takes incredible foresight and organization.
It does. And they were managing culture, too. The decree mentions support for the big cults, like for Apis and Minerva, and even creating a new cult for a deceased princess, Berenike.
Complete with special ceremonies and bread cakes, it says here.
Yep, bread cakes. They were managing everything from global food supply to divine affairs. That kind of complexity requires serious intelligence.
And speaking of managing complexity and uncovering where agents can make the most impact, this deep dive is sponsored by Ember Silk. If your business needs help with AI training, automation, or just figuring out how to solve your complex problems, you should check out embersilk.com.
So if we follow that thread of organization, we get to the really big scientific breakthrough in the decree.
The calendar.
The calendar. They proposed a major reform, a solar calendar with 365 and a quarter days. At the time, that was the most accurate calendar in the world.
365 and a quarter. That's stunningly precise for 238 BC. How did they even propose to do it?
The mechanism was simple, really. Genius. They proposed adding a sixth epigomenal day. So an extra day. Every 4 years. A leap day.
A leap day.
Exactly. And the whole point was to sync their civil calendar back up with the stars, specifically with the heliacal rising of Sirius, which they knew as Sothis.
That drive to fix a problem, a systemic error like a drifting calendar, that's just a perfect example of human ingenuity.
It is. And even though this specific Ptolemaic reform didn't really catch on at first.
It failed initially.
It did, yeah. It faced resistance. But that idea, that persistent drive for precision, was the seed. It paved the way for the systems that did succeed, like the Julian and later the Alexandrian calendars.
So it's proof that sometimes the first attempt at solving a massive problem isn't the one that sticks, but it's the one that makes the final solution possible.
That's a perfect way to put it. Every leap we make stands on the shoulders of earlier attempts.
So just think about that. How much of our modern world, our computers, our schedules, our precision, how much of it do we really owe to an assembly of priests just trying to align their world with the stars 2,200 years ago? The continuity is just inspiring.
It really is.
If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to the show. Hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.